Alright, welcome back everyone. This is the third episode of Deans and Dragons. It's exactly the same day as the previous episode. I just turned the recording off. And with that, we're going to continue the adventure. Cool. You were mostly done talking with Professor Geralt. I don't think he has that many more clues to indicate to you. Unless if you have specific questions right now.
I don't think I have any more specific questions. I don't think I do.
As you exit his office, you find yourself in front of Professor Malthus again, who says, "Hello, I don't know what you were talking about. The wards in the library are up and running. They might have been placed back by someone, but that is one efficient abjuration caster."
So someone put the wards back?
Or they were never taken down.
Which would have meant that someone would have lied about the wards being
This
down.
is tricks. Well, thank you so much for that piece of information.
Absolutely.
What's our password?
Blueberry.
Blueberries.
No, I was asking her.
Yeah, no. I'm glad you remembered, because I forgot just now. I have it written down right next to her name. No, that's like, you see that she's like, I was testing you to see if you would remember to ask me the password.
Oh, sure.
You've passed the test.
Alright.
She forgot herself.
That's okay. I blame myself, not the character personally. But okay. Where are we thinking of talking to Radamia Harris next, or is that plan changed?
I think since we were in this area, we were going to talk to Empress Whitepaws next.
She is giving classes right now.
Oh, she's giving classes? Then I guess we go to Redania.
I actually think that it might be better to go to Pendragon.
You know what? You're right.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're actually, all three of these characters are in the same room right now taking the class that Empress
So we
Whitepaw
can't
is giving.
talk to them?
So you can talk to them once the class is done, or if you're willing to interrupt the class, you can.
Could we
I don't
interrupt the
want
class?
to incur the wrath of a Cavad.
Empress Fuzzy Paws.
Yes.
Empress
Whitepaws?
Whitepaws. Yes.
I can summon anything at any given moment.
No, she doesn't summon. She
Enchant.
enchants.
Oh, okay.
Enchantment is the mind influencing school of magic.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so...
Necromancy gets the bad rep, but when you look at what the spells can do, enchantment is the really one.
Did she have self-sabotage?
Huh?
Does she have herself camouflage?
Self-sabotage.
Yeah.
What?
Who were you asking?
No, I'm as in general. Could she have
Oh,
That
burn
is-
burn her own library
section of
section?
library. You don't.
Would we don't know. We don't know.
I'm asking, did she gain anything out of it?
From what we can tell, not for sure. However, I do find it interesting that there does seem to be a trail pointing towards one of the other professors who might not actually be involved, because they do just seem to be just generally paranoid.
The
Malthus. Ernestine.
abjuration?
Yeah, Ernestine Malthus, because, like, Ernestine just seems to be paranoid in general, so that would be why connecting her to anything would be hard. Like, she probably doesn't interact much with the faculty or the students outside of, like, when she absolutely has to. Anyway. So, like, but, but the thing is that can also make her look suspicious, so she could be a convenient target to, like, offload suspicion to. Like...
she is back in her office with all of the.
Yes. So I say we wait outside the class.
Okay, outside Empress Fuzzball.
Yes, and
White
then
White ball.
Empress White Paws, and then ask to I say two of us should talk to Empress White Paws, and one of us should talk to the 3 students.
So 2 on the professor and 1 on the students.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I'm thinking that because it would probably be a bit more difficult for her to, if she's gonna play shenanigans, target 2 people than 1.
Yeah.
You are able to overhear part of the lesson that she's finishing up on. She says, and so if you are and so that's why you're not you will only be able to affect the minds of a limited number of people. But resourceful enchanters might be able to afford the components to make a control spell permanent. If you have a golden band and a diamond, you should be able to keep a mind control spell on a creature like dominate creature or dominate person, as long as you put a drop of your own blood beneath the diamond when you're to make it appear to be a ruby. This method does make you traceable back to the original to yourself, because your own blood can be used to divine who cast it. So use this method with care. As you can see, you might those of you who have keen eyesight might be able to see that my little mice are equipped with such devices and are blessed to have imperial blood on the only piece of jewelry they are allowed to wear, and this is how I don't need to concentrate on keeping them working for me. But if you're poor,
Definitely a cat.
But if you're poor, you will just have to do it the old-fashioned way and concentrate. That will be all, students. Your homework for next time is to practice the friends spell with at your leisure, and then write the results of your experimentations in a 3-page essay. You can like rows from around the room. I'm a little thirsty. Harris, bring me some milk from the jar, please. And you hear like the scraping of a chair. Class dismissed. And scraping of multiple chairs after that. As some students start to file out.
Okay, who wants to take the students?
I can take the students.
Okay, you'll take the students, and we'll go talk to the professor.
Okay. So.
Make sure you ask her how you track that spell.
Mm-hmm.
Pendragon, Felix, is the first one to come out of the room.
Okay.
So
I calm down. Hey, Pendragon.
Yes.
Could you spare me a minute for some questions, please?
Sure.
You're not in any trouble. I just need to ask you some questions.
Okay. And then you see a little orange-skinned salamander, large googly eyes, coming out out of the corridor. She spots you, does a double take, and then turns around to head away from you.
Harris, come back here.
See that she sort of freezes. I need you to make a perception check. Difficulty is going to be 10.
Mm-hmm.
I got confused with the dice, so I think it's a 6.
Okay. What's your perception? You two
That
can
looks like a 16.
Well, I turned it a
That's
little
two?
so I could see it.
Oh,
Yeah,
6.
it's at the 6.
Okay.
you two can also make a perception check.
Perception?
Yeah.
So 8.
8. That's not enough.
9.
1.
Okay.
It don't matter what my plus
What's
is.
your plus?
It don't matter.
4.
Oh, so you rolled a 5.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. Nobody notices a detail. She comes back to you with her head down, and Pendragon says, "Do I have to be here?"
Yeah, I need you both to stay, please.
You see that like he takes like just a step slightly away from her. She doesn't seem to notice because her eyes are focused on her shoes.
Okay. Okay. So she's behaving a little guilty.
And then we head towards the professor.
Yes. Yes.
Cool. We're gonna do your scene first.
Okay.
You find Professor Empress White Paws licking quality pink milk out of a small bowl that's like still being held by Zamachi. Yeah. Who has a sort of like glazed over look. Oh, you can go down Zamachi, and like Zamachi sort of like starts and like gives like a sort of like glare at the teacher before putting the jug back on the table with a little bit of force and sound, and she storms out of the room, half flying, just to get away from the teacher.
Alright. So,
And that was the
Zamachi.
owl.
yes, and you're probably going to want to intercept Zamashi as well.
Yeah, probably.
So, Empress White Paws, may we have a moment to speak with you?
Yes, this is about the enchantment bookshelf getting burned at the library, right?
That's correct.
Yes.
Oh, those Sioux terrorists, they will stop at nothing.
I was wondering, was there any incidents before this that you think might have led to them attempting to burn down the enchantment section specifically?
Yes. They threatened my life,
Really?
my job, my livelihood, my own person. They wrote me a letter full of insane demands and implied threats that I immediately reported to Headmaster Kala so that he could ensure my security. Naturally, that was before you were around. I would have employed your good skills and investigative talents if you'd been around at that time.
Oh, naturally.
What are your names, if I may ask?
I'm Xares.
And I'm Laraza.
Thank you. Duraza, would you get me some kibble from this bag over there? Make a charisma saving throw.
20. 5
Oh, we're getting low
6.
rolls.
6?
plus. Wait, that was
Yeah.
a charisma, right?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, I get no plus for that one.
You don't
Yeah.
get plus for charisma?
No, it's rogues are proficient in intelligence and dexterity saving throws. So you are under the effect of the spell suggestion, which means you have to, because it's a reasonable course of action for you to take. You have to go and grab some kibble for her. Not a difficult task. She's just spending spell slots to make you do simple tasks.
True to the word, she's a cat. Lazy.
And resistance only works against like elements.
Resistance is not. I don't believe so. You might need to check. But the spell was cast sort of before you were able to cast resistance. As far as I'm.
But he might want to be able to cast it on himself now.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Seeing that,
Yes.
seeing that she's doing that.
So it's not blade ward. So it's not resisting damage. You might want to just Google resistance just to make sure.
Yeah.
It's just booping her nose.
I know.
His nose.
Narasa, do you want to say anything about what's as you get her what she needs, the suggestion spell drops, and you're fully in control of yourself again, and you're aware of what she just did to you. You're aware a spell just happened.
I don't know, like
Oh, it's any saving throw.
Oh, cool. So yes, you're
Yeah.
casting it on yourself.
And on him now.
Are they concentration?
Excuse me, sir.
Duration. Yeah, it's concentration up to 1 minute.
So you can only have one concentration spell on yourself.
Oh, okay. Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna.
so. Does it drop when I get the food and bring it to her, or does it drop in the
when
middle?
when you've completed the task that she suggested.
I guess I'll mention the spell. How come it? Why? So I'll just mention it, saying that why, what was the reason that she used that.
I do apologize. My psychic talents, they come to me naturally. I don't. Sometimes I just formulate a simple request, and my powers surge out and cause people to do what I desire. It's not much different from my natural charisma and strength of personality as an empress. So just please don't pay too much mind. People, it's possible to resist spells that would go against what you would not do anyways. So I imagine that you're a kind soul who would have brought me food anyways if I had so asked without my powers running amok, as it were.
No, I was gonna say yes anyway.
So Empress Whitepaws, I hear you have a very interesting history.
Yes. Well, I was awakened from my state as a, shall we say, regular house cat, although very charismatic, by a druid, allowing me to elevate myself to my rightful place. And it seems I had a bloodline of natural, powerful psychics that I was able to exploit to gain the full my full potential, and here I am teaching what comes to me naturally.
A bloodline of psychic cats?
Yes. Oh,
That's
you
quite
know,
interesting.
the gods make all kinds.
What kinds of cats?
Apparently.
Or humanoids. I obtained the help of a scholar once who told me that some such powers can come from having been in contact with other psychic creatures for a long time. So if my ancestors had been elevated by mind players who are powerful psychics and experimenters of when it comes to brains in the past, that might have been where I come from. Although I do believe it is something more dignified in nature than having those viscous tentacle monsters got into the brains of my ancestors, I do believe it was a gift from the gods to grant my lineage what would be what is rightfully ours by the fact of the gods giving it to us in the first place.
I mean, she strikes me as exactly like a cat.
Thank you.
It's like, why yes, this is exactly what we deserve.
I am blessed by the gods.
Yeah. You're blessed not to be in this conversation.
Oh yeah, I'm not in this.
Yeah.
No, oh no, I'm not saying like. I'm just saying like you have the easier conversation
yeah.
with the students.
That's why.
Yeah. Okay.
I would take care of the investigation myself, but Headmaster Kala told me that I was too close to the problem and advised that I not to base myself to finding the culprits, and he says he has his best person on it. I believe that now extends to your persons as well.
Yes, we have been looped into the investigation. As such, we were wondering, do you...
Sorry to interrupt you. Would you kindly pet me? Make a charisma saving throw.
Even though he has the spell?
Yeah, he just has advantage on that.
Shoot.
So you roll twice and you keep the better one.
Oh, roll the better one?
That's what resistance gives you, right? It gives you...
Okay, yeah, so I got a 16 with my charisma modifier, which is 2, so that's 18.
You are able to resist the magical compulsion.
I decide to pet her anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to indulge her. It's like,
you see that like she like rubs into your hand.
Yes, and so I'm like, so do you still have this threatening letter they sent you?
Oh, by the gods, no! I burnt the abomination. It's such a crime to threaten an empress such as myself. I could not allow this thing to stick around, but not before I allowed Headmaster Kala to have a look at it. I could give you the details, but I believe that Professor Prost received similarly worded letter.
Yes, we've already examined his. That's actually why we were wording if you still had yours, because we would like we would have loved to have been able to compare the two.
Oh, they used some uniform wordings, although
what about the handwriting?
I believe was the same. I wasn't paying that much attention. Solving those things are for well, it's not an occupation NPCs are known to spend their energy on.
Of course.
You play
A little
her
bit
so
more,
well.
little bit more towards the top of my head. Thank you.
Anybody else to work here?
Yeah. It's like I've been around several cats. I know how to get one.
Would you say my position of privilege will help with the cat?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. She does consider herself nobility as well. So if you're playing that card, you could get slight advantages too.
So let me check what that does again.
Yeah.
It allows you to stay to be housed by other noble families, to obtain certain small favors, and to get in places that you wouldn't necessarily be allowed to be in if you were not a noble.
Okay. So that means with that I could be getting away with some stuff. Potentially.
Yes, but like to like convince her to do something for you, then I would consider that to give you advantage. For example. Is that all I have? So many things.
has
the burden of
Tiny.
rulership.
yes, of course. Do you wanna?
Yeah. We managed to overhear about the spell, saying that it requires a golden. What was it?
A golden band.
Yes, a golden band
With
with
small diamonds.
yes. How will we be able to trace if that magic was used?
Oh, that would be the job for a divination teacher. Although a number of spells could give you information. Detect magic might allow you to understand what spell has been cast. It's not my specialty.
So
Whose specialty would you say it would be?
Well, that would be the divination teacher,
Yes.
Bagger. Professor
And who would you mentioned that you have such devices yourselves. Yourself. How did you manage to obtain them?
Well, I have them made.
By whom?
Different people. At the time, it was a small amount of gold and had to be tiny diamonds by necessity. I just didn't want to ask too much of a single person.
is there anyone in this school that might know how to make one?
I mostly asked Professor Hoover and some other artificers. They're good with metals.
Interesting.
A little bit of homework here and there.
Seems like a nemesis is have to say.
Or at least you might have some
Knowledge.
other plot going on with Prost.
Oh, I had one made for. I had one made for Prost upon his request as well. Simply a matter of keeping conjured creatures that are a little bit more resistant under control.
How many can you keep control under one band?
Only one individual, the one wearing the band.
So the person, I'm just clarifying, the thing that's wearing the band is under the influence of the spell. It's not the caster necessarily of the spell.
Absolutely not. My rats are wearing their bands to stay under my control. But the tie back to the caster is in the blood.
Okay.
So it casts
So
the detect on the blood.
Hmm?
We have to cast the detect magic.
On the blood. To
On the blood.
identify- Is this part of your investigation?
Yes.
yeah.
Presumably, hopefully.
We are pursuing many avenues in this.
We're keeping an open mind.
Now, I don't want to. I don't want to waste, well, mostly my time. So if we're done with this interrogation,
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely.
And keep us in mind should you have any more incidents like this.
We'll be
I
glad to
will.
help.
I will. All right.
Definitely let us know if you receive any more death threats.
Definitely.
Like what you read from Prost was a pretty neutral letter. She just saw a letter that was like, "Don't teach spells," and she was like, excuse me, that's my livelihood. You're threatening my life." Anyways, you're outside.
Yes.
You notice Felix is taking note of the broom you're carrying in your back.
Oh, because his name's Felix Pendragon. Look at that. Okay, so do I catch the
Look, yes.
no, the Zamachi as well?
Yeah.
So he's here too?
She's
She's here too? Okay. So I noticed that Felix is looking at my broom,
Mm-hmm.
but first I'm going to say to the students, no one's in trouble, I just want to talk to you guys. I'm sure you're all aware, I know Zamachi's aware that there was a fire recently in the library. Zamachi, how are you holding up? Is everything okay?
I'm good. Yes, I'm good. You see that Damachi looks back towards the classroom that you just flew out of full speed.
I'm picking up on some sort of animosity that you might have towards your enchantment professor. I was kind of curious
Mm-hmm.
how you feel about Professor or Empress White Paws.
She sucks.
She sucks.
She sucks. And you see Felix is like nodding. Harris, Harris is silent.
Harris, you
Uh,
seem like you are afraid of me. I really hope that you're not afraid of me.
I don't want to get into trouble.
Okay, well, I am concerned about the safety of the students and the school, and I'm not going to get you in trouble. And if you help me discover the mystery here, then
Oh.
I could, and if you were involved in any way,
Oh, this has to do with the fire.
this has to do with the fire.
Oh, all right.
What was it
I can help with that.
Oh, what?
What was the thinking you were talking about in the beginning?
Yeah, what did you think I was talking about before?
Nothing.
Did you need help with something?
No. You don't need to make an insight check to know that she's lying to you.
Yeah. Obviously she's lying to me. Okay, we might have to talk about that at another time. How do you feel about your enchantment professor?
She's a bitch.
Okay.
Strong guys.
So none of you like her. Got it. Do any of you hold a stronger grudge against her, or do you know of anyone that might hold a stronger grudge against her?
We sort of like look at each other and we say, only the person that she had like write things on the board and in a state where he can't take notes for the lesson the last time.
Who was that?
Today it was Garrett.
Garrett. Okay.
It's not very convenient to have to be hypnotized during a class and then to have to get all of the notes for a class that you were technically present to but can't remember from somebody else.
Yeah, I can totally see why that's super annoying.
Yes.
And she regularly uses her magic on her students like that?
Yes, according to her, it's just comes to her naturally, but it's not how magic works.
Okay. And how does magic work?
Well, you have to be willing to cast a spell and to use the verbal, somatic, or material components to actually cast it. So it's a choice.
It's a choice. So whoever set fire to the library chose to do so?
If magic was involved,
Okay.
which
I'm lost on my question.
you're still talking to
All three
Ra-
of them.
Okay, the person answering this for has been Radamia Harris.
Okay. I'm like lost on my questioning here. What was I supposed to ask them?
Okay, so we've already gone through like whether or not someone has a particular grudge.
If they're a member of two or not, I think
Yeah.
what we're trying to discover.
Okay.
We're actually directly asking them if they are.
Well,
Yeah, that's what I was trying to get to. I was trying to like get their like.
how about do you find any other professors that you have issues with? That would be a good question.
Okay. Do you guys have any other issues with professors?
you see that like Felix like shrugs and says, Professor Prost has a very difficult class, and only allows a percentage of students to pass his class instead of more typically allowing people who have grades above a certain level to pass. So students are guaranteed to fail and to have to pay for an extra semester to be here every time he teaches the class. That's pretty bad. But you already knew by difficulties with conjuration.
Even though you're the best student in his class, Felix.
I'm managing.
That's not what he says.
I think he's wrong, but
Okay.
you see that like Adanya says Gerald is creepy.
They are. So that spell that you guys were learning in class today, we just came in, we were waiting outside the classroom at the end there, and I had never heard of that spell with the band and the diamond. Have you guys ever heard of that before?
Just learned about it today.
Just learned about it today.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I mean, it's not really a spell. It can be used on enchantment spells to make them last longer. That's Zamachi specified.
So my animal friendship spell that I have, I can't use on humanoid creatures.
No.
But you could use the band to make it more permanent. If you use the band on an animal, the animal would stay your friend.
Oh yeah, but
Yeah.
I was gonna try to like charm my way with one of the students. No.
You could use a charisma.
The bell rings, and it seems to be around the time for dinner. But just
Okay, so you, Zamachi, Harris, go to your next class. Thank you for your information. Zamachi, I'm really glad that you're doing okay. If you guys ever need any help, don't hesitate to come to us. That's what we're here for. Felix, if you could hang back and talk to me just for a little bit, I'll write you a pass for class.
as she leaves, you see that like as she turns the corner, see that Rodalia Harris takes out a pendant that she had tucked away at the start of your conversation back out from beneath her shirt. And you see a small metal symbol of an hourglass. Just like the one that you saw hanging from her neck. But she had seemed to try to conceal that from you. Okay. Felix says, is there anything I can help you out with? Rot?
Yes. Felix, I know your friend Harris was lying to me. That's not their real name. I can't remember their real name. Their first name. I know your friend Harris was lying to me. It was pretty evident. And I know you guys are really close. I could tell that you both thought that I was going to get her in trouble when I first called her over here. Would you mind telling me what's going on there?
If I do, will you give me my broom back?
This is your broom?
This is my broom.
How'd you lose your broom?
Flying accident?
A flying accident.
The griffin that's making nests at the top of the tower. Used to be an animal companion and attacked me before I left home, and now it's sticking around.
So
Talking
the
about sticks, do I have your promise that if I tell you why Daniel was suspect, you...
I will give your broom back if you tell me about your friend.
Okay.
But I hope also that you might be willing to work with me in approaching the hippogriff. Maybe?
My parents told me to avoid it because of what happened last time. But I can tell you, some stuff about it.
Okay, we have a deal.
Okay. Rodania comes from is from is an adopted member of the royal line of the country of Dotus, and she identified you as the person who started the mess with the rebels. She calls them brigands, and reported you to Carl. That's why she was expecting to be in trouble.
Interesting.
Because you still have your mask on. Carl, which means obviously the procedure didn't go through.
No, Clark did. You can let her know that Clark did come and tell me about her concerns with my mask, and I will have to approach her and talk to her about that at some other time because I am not associated with the brigands that she is talking about.
They're attacking mostly nobles, and she's from a noble family, so that's what she was feeling.
So she's afraid of me.
Yes.
Okay. Understandable. Understandable. So she wasn't afraid of getting in trouble at all with this event in the library.
Why would she?
We have a reason to suspect that she's a member of a certain student organization that...
Yeah? No? Sorry, go ahead.
Why did you giggle?
She only attends the same class as me because she has a question.
Oh, so you are a part of Sue then?
I did not say that.
Well, we have pretty good information that puts Damya.
Can I have my broom and be excused, please?
Yeah. There's nothing more you can get out of this.
Dang, yes. I was gonna try and roll like maybe a charisma roll and see if I can
You shouldn't have mentioned. You shouldn't have mentioned Sue.
I didn't have mentioned Sue.
No.
No.
Dang, okay. Why didn't you guys help me out?
It was
because
too
they're
late.
not, because it's
They're not there, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Okay, alright. Here you go, Felix. Have your broom. I'll be approaching you later about the griffin.
Alright. The griffin's name is Talonis, and as he says Talonis, the broom has a blue aura that activates. That's the password to activate it. And he gets on top of it, and he flies away from this conversation.
Literally.
Okay.
Sorry guys,
Okay.
I'm not the best interviewer.
No, that was great. You got so many clues from investigating, from talking to the
Yes,
students. Like,
yes.
Don't.
Yeah. No. You
wanted to
got a
research.
lot. You got a
Well,
lot. We might just have to work harder
You
later.
got hints for almost everyone, for like 3 different mysteries out of this discussion.
You know, the hourglass necklace from Harris. And I'm guessing she mentions everything she saw and heard from to us.
Oh yeah, we're gonna come back together.
Please
and
take the
talk.
broom off of your character sheets.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I wrote on my sheet here that it had FP on it.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember. Could I have one of those erasers? Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. And all right.
So we know that Hoover has knowledge to creating those bracelets.
Mm-hmm.
We know that Harris has the hourglass necklace.
And we know that. Yeah, so that means that Prost.
Talonis?
Well, no, we know.
Oh, Talons. Like
Mhm.
Talon with IS.
And that's the name of the hippogriff.
And the password for the room.
Interesting. Interesting that they're the same.
Yep.
And interesting that the hippogriff attacked the broom.
Did not attack. the
No,
broom.
it was protecting the broom.
Protecting the broom, yes.
But
What I mean is
he-
attacked.
Pendragon wrote in a slang word.
Yes, yes. That's
Could it be that he wasn't attacking Pendragon? He was attacking something that was near him and he couldn't see.
Another part.
You don't know?
I'm thinking something unfortunate might have occurred to enchant the broom.
Like the hippogriff was abused some way to enchant the broom.
Possibly, or something like maybe it's part of like its spirit or something was put in it, or like maybe a hippogriff hatchling or something, or foal or whichever they have.
It could also be a hand-me-down broom.
Mm-hmm. Well, what I mean is like it is that strikes me as kind of like a true name sort of thing.
That's also the true name thing is one of the reasons that I had the Empress ask you both of your names before I started casting spells on you. That's not necessarily how enchantment rules work, but I was like, oh, this is a
Mm-hmm.
shit. I forgot to. Okay, can we just for flavor, when she formulates her questions and casts it on someone, she asks, "Would you kindly?" And then formulates.
So that's her
answers.
activation phrase. Would you kindly?
Sort of, yeah.
You were saying that.
Oh, I was?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
Like, would you kindly get this, or would you kindly pet me?
Mm-hmm.
Sort of, yeah. Little game reference there.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is we don't know that the gold band is connected to this.
We don't, but we do
don't know,
know
but
that
we-
someone's controlling Prost.
No.
He had it in his desk and he took it out, but he wasn't wearing it.
Oh, he wasn't wearing
He
it.
wasn't wearing it.
Yes.
Oh,
He just
okay.
had one in his desk.
Which means that Prost can use that on someone or something
Wait, so
if he wants to.
question that I think I forgot to ask. Are they aware if the enchantment is removed?
Most of the time, enchantment spells say that you are aware that they were cast upon you, and what they made you do when the spell ends. Not all of them say that.
But if it was the bracelet, would that still apply? Same effect apply?
When the bracelet was taken off, you would know this.
Okay.
If that was what the spell said.
Okay. Okay. So if he's using it on, we don't know what he's using it for, or
Is there a memory wipe spell too?
there are definitely memory wipe spells.
Yeah.
And also, apparently, whichever spell Empress Whitepaws is using makes you forget.
Yeah.
For the writing of the class stuff. Apparently, whichever spell that is makes you forget.
I'm taking a few creative liberties with some
Yes,
spells
yes,
where
but
As you should.
well, no, what it is like, I guess it's one of those sort of formulating. Okay, if someone's being puppet mastered, like, obviously if they're remembering it, they're probably going to say something. But if they're not remembering it, they're not going to say something. Like if someone's being made to do stuff around the school.
Threatened, but if they're being threatened, then they wouldn't need to be
Yeah,
They wouldn't need to be controlled if they were being threatened.
Yeah, but the thing is we know someone has something that you can use to, control. Someone has it. We also don't know how many he has.
Right, we just saw one.
Mhm.
all that you know about that is that Empress Whitepaw said that one was asked by Professor Prost, and it was to keep control on creatures that are more difficult, that are more resistant to control.
Okay.
That is what that is what she says. Was his reason, but
Yeah, like maybe using it on the hippogriff.
what is the team's next move? Currently it's dinner time.
Well, I think we should go sit down to dinner, see if any new professors are going to show up, because I think there's a couple we haven't met yet.
Yeah, we should get our berries.
Cool.
We should get good berries.
All right. So you are going to see. You head to the dining hall. Most of the faculty is here. Mrs. Tritz is not. Headmaster Kala is also not present. Neither is Marisha Nebbins. But you see the conjuration teacher Maximilian Prost. You see the evocation teacher Nero Cassiope and her raccoon. Hoover is present. Geralt and his little pet widow is present. Ariston Malthus is not. You see that the plate of good berries that she has. There's a simple you see that there's this small conjured woodland fairy type creature that comes, picks her bowl up for her and is going to head towards where the offices, the professor's offices are.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I wonder how the feet are.
You see this black woman with completely white hair and flowing hair above her head.
White eyes and hair.
Huh? White eyes, black hair. Sit at the spot for the divination teacher. She was mentioned before. Her name is Bagger. Bahge.
That is the divination teacher.
Yeah. The image for those characters are in the folder. There's you see a chicken with a wizard's hat and a couple of wands strapped to its back.
Wizard chicken.
Is sitting at the transmutation teacher's part.
Unfortunate accident.
You could say that.
I guess there were too chicken to do anything.
And you're going to see a teacher in that has the white, completely pale white face, white eyes and eyeliner of a changeling. That's a race that can shapeshift to any appearance that they like. Who is eating in the illusion teacher's spot. You still haven't caught sight of the.
Lisa?
Yes, X. Their name is X. And you still haven't caught sight of the bard teacher.
Mm-hmm.
Is this
Okay.
the same character?
Yes.
Who's the guy who has beard?
Is that him?
The changeling.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the illusion teacher.
Okay.
This is the divination professor.
Alright. One thing I find interesting is that
So we get 2 more good.
Aristine.
Two more good berries each.
Yeah, 2 more good berries each. is that Aristine was kinda spooked by the prospect of illusions. Is one of the things I'm thinking is interesting, and we have a changeling illusion professor here, which suggests that's something to keep an eye on, because remember how they mentioned that, like, basically stuff happens here, like, regularly? And I mean, of course, there's probably, like, shenanigans and stuff, but, like, starting fires in the library, and, you know, a demon summoning where, you know, the students are you know,
Getting mind controlled by the creature they were summoning to mind control. Yes.
Like all of this suggests that maybe there's a bit more drama at the school, and
Definitely.
and those sorts of tensions might be something to pay attention to. That, like, you know, if particular professors seem, you know, to be at odds with each other, I would say, I think the let's see, we had a pretty good rapport with Cassiopeia, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I'll just protect my good berries.
Yep.
Protect your good berries from the raccoon.
Just to let you know, the good berries, a few of them have withered in your pockets. You can only have 6 of them at a time because they disappear after they stop being enchanted after 24 hours. So the maximum amount you can have is the 2 you got from breakfast, 2 you get from the lunch, and the 2 that you get from dinner. Before the ones from the previous breakfast expire, right? You have a maximum of 6.
So
You can replenish them pretty regularly. It's just that, like, before they expire, you have 6.
Okay. Well, I only have 4. I
Yeah.
think from lunch and dinner.
Cool. Let me see if anything particular happens while you're eating. Yes, everybody make a perception check.
Oh, goody. Where did I put
I think I'm gonna stand up for this roll because we have not been having good
Yeah.
luck with our rolls today. Okay, here we go.
Come on.
I know
natural-
you hate me knees, but this
Natural
is pretty
20.
It's my bad. 15! Hey!
And a 15 and perception, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Plus 2, I'm guessing?
Mm-hmm.
17?
Well,
plus 1.
Don't guess what your stats are. Check
No,
check on your
16
character
percent.
sheets.
For the skills, right?
Yes, that's correct.
So plus 1.
Oh, nice! Okay, I better get a
16.
good number.
Okay, I got 18.
18!
And a 16.
Okay, cool.
So, I have 20 with my perception stat.
Hell yes. You notice the griffin doing a flyby.
Okay.
As it does so,
As a what?
as it does so, you notice a glint of something golden and red
Ooh.
on one of its talons.
Okay.
I knew it!
So that was a hint that I was giving beforehand that you deeply investigated, so you already know what it implies before I typed back to your mystery. So y'all are really good at all of this investigation stuff.
We're very thorough.
You rolled an 18.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to notice in the corridors leading up to the dining hall, there's like glass panels that display trophies for like excellent students, certificates showing that the school is accredited by the multiple gods of knowledge that based on the investigate the school every now and then. You notice basically it's a sort of archive of achievements. As you pass one by, you notice a dragon board. And when you present in the journalist club, tied to the journal known as University News, and as you're skimming through all of this, you're going to notice the person is wearing a similar family crest pendant as you've seen the Raza display on his person. It's the crest of a noble family. I don't think we've established your family name,
Not yet.
but your family name is written on there.
And if it's anything like actual medieval crests, it'll be pretty distinctive.
Yes. You do notice that the crest itself has we haven't established what the full crest is. It has a tiny hourglass
Somewhere in
the center of it.
Okay. Okay. So it's nominally connected to that, and definitely connected to your family for sure.
And the Raza, as you're eating, you hear something. You hear a distant voice calling your name, the Raza. It seems to be coming from your plate that has good berries, but it might be coming from the ground. You just get a sense of something beneath.
Underneath.
All right. The dinner is over. You've all noticed those things. What is next for the party?
Okay, well, I'm definitely going to share my information with Larasa.
I would definitely share that I heard a voice calling out for me.
Just take 2 steps to the side so that you're in frame.
Oh, sorry.
No,
I realized I was standing over there earlier, and I'm
Yeah.
probably blocking them. So, yeah, no. It's mostly because I've been sitting so long, and now I don't want to sit again.
Oh,
Yeah, I totally did it.
That's valid. That's valid.
Oh yeah.
Generally speaking, hearing voices is not good, even in the magical realm, which
Yes.
we know.
Yes. Generally, that's not the best.
Not the best, but concerning. That's the first time I hear voices.
Okay, and you said it appears to be coming from below you?
Someone below.
So, what's below the mess hall? What's below the dining hall?
According to the maps, the sewers.
Sewers.
I had to be sewers in it. Oh, I guess I know what I'm doing.
As part of the map of the school, you have a map of a partial map of the sewers. You see that lots of it, like a lot of corridors, just end without the cartographer having filled out the parts of the sewers.
So the sewers, it's a labyrinth, basically.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's gonna be a dungeon crawl.
Yes.
Wait.
That is exactly a dungeon crawl for later.
Who's ready for a dungeon crawl? Because I'm
Maybe
dragging you
next
with
time.
me.
Yeah, like it's definitely a part of the dungeon that this building used to be.
I hope gelatinous cubes are affected by acid.
How was I affected by lightning?
That's something you can check out on your own time, although I wouldn't necessarily recommend wasting the surprise of a good monster on already knowing its stats. But
I kind of hope they're flammable.
anyways,
Okay, and I'm gonna tell them about. You guys, I saw a band.
You did.
I saw a band on the Hippogriff.
Oh.
So the Hippogriff is under some sort of spell.
Are you also going to tell us about the history of the hippogriff?
I think I already did.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So, what if that's why remember he said that the hippogriff used to be a familiar.
Yeah.
Like, I'm trying to remember if it was like supposed to be his or like just with the
Not
family.
a familiar.
No,
it was
a
a
companion.
Companion.
It was his companion that attacked him
How long ago did it attack him?
before he came to the
Wait
school.
a minute.
How long has he been in the school?
Wait a minute. Okay, so we already knew Prost was shady. Like, kind of shady, but we
The
just didn't.
professor?
Yes.
Okay, we did know that he was shady.
But,
Especially after
Here's
you tried to
the-
bribe me.
well, yeah, but here's the thing is, now we have reason to suspect that he's just potentially outright feeding us false information about some things because remember how you said the student didn't think he's doing well in the class, but the professor was like, oh no, he's one of my best students.
Yes.
I think he's doing that to throw us off.
Okay. So he might be,
I think he has some issue with the student or the student's family.
that's a good thing.
Like
Are-
something. We
Is
don't
he
know
descendant
yet.
of Pendragon? Is he descendant of Pendragon?
That's not what his name would imply.
No.
Not
That's
Prost.
it's just no. What I'm saying is
Frost
Prost
has an issue with the Pendragon family.
or that student in particular for some reason.
Okay.
I was just saying maybe
Yeah.
maybe he's the son of somebody he knew.
Mhm. Yeah. But yeah. I'm thinking Prost has some issue with that student or that student's family, and he told us that was one of the best students in class to throw us off.
To make us believe that he likes him.
Yes, so that we wouldn't suspect that, like, maybe the reason he did that is he's putting more pressure on him and, knowing that only so many students are going to get through, with all that pressure, decided to try to sabotage their summoning circles, not realizing what the sabotage would do.
Wait, but we already discovered that Felix, in
Yeah.
fact, sabotaged.
Yeah, Felix is the one who sabotaged the class, not knowing what's the.
Yeah, that's what I'm
the
saying.
issue.
Is that I think he might be putting extra pressure on Felix in the class, and because Felix was under pressure,
That's
knowing
what-
only so many students would pass, that was why he did that. Like why it was Felix who would do that.
Good point.
And so it might be pertinent to next time you talk to Felix, ask if Prost, gives him extra work, makes him do extra things in class, has any sort of other problem with him or anything like that.
Well, we know that that Felix already has an issue with Prost because he told me that. He said that he doesn't get along very well with Prost and that he's not so great at conjuration.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
we know for sure that there's some tension there. So I think you're right that would
Yeah.
definitely warrant some more investigation.
The fact that he has. Wait. I just realized something. If the Hippogriff already has a band, and we saw a band to be used on someone else, that means Prost is planning to do something else again.
Absolutely.
Because the thing is you encountered a Hippogriff. It's a pretty dangerous animal.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't think Prost would be able to take the band off and on the Hippogriff repeatedly.
Unless he has a broom.
How would that?
The Hippogriff won't attack. The Hippogriff didn't attack you when he had the broom.
Because I had his broom. I had the broom that was Thelonious. Remember? So we think that there's some sort of connection between that specific broom and the hippogriff.
He was trying to protect it from harm.
Oh, so if I have the broom, you're saying that that specific broom,
Yes, but but you don't have the broom no more.
I don't have the broom anymore.
Yeah.
As you're speculating at the table, you hear as Hoover comes around. Hoover is going to do his best to ignore your presence and say, the oil, it was from one of my alchemy jugs. I only lent one alchemy jug to people recently, and it was Mrs. Tritz. I hope that's helpful in your investigation. Goodbye. And he leaves before having to interact.
That's pretty much
Yep, sums that up.
that. Yeah, unless we're going to like be getting into Frank Herbert levels of plots between plots, plots within plots. We might, but I think at the very least we are in a position. So let's see. Would we go to the boat holder, or would we go directly to the headmaster if we suspect a member of the faculty is responsible for something like that?
I would personally vote that we would approach the headmaster and lay out the evidence we've collected
Mm-hmm.
and see what he thinks we should do from there.
Yeah. Well, no. I'm just kind of like mostly for what's the proper procedure for our jobs as part of the security team. What's the proper channel of information to go to?
We
go
should
through.
review the rulebook.
Yeah, according to the rulebook, you can report to Carl, Chris, or Kala as sort of the people that are expected to receive the results of medical investigations.
You know what? Let's see. We all are technically wearing our uniforms, right?
Yeah.
I think that honestly the dragon.
The dragon. You think the dragon?
I think the dragon.
I was kind of leaning to the dragon too.
Yeah.
I see. I was leaning towards the dragon, or maybe going to Carl to maybe getting a little better.
That was cars.
I think it's interchangeable at this point.
Yeah. But yeah, if you're leaning towards the dragon, that was my second choice.
So I think
I'll
the
go with
dragon
it.
because I think that the threat to the valuable objects is going to be more meaningful to him,
Mm-hmm.
and therefore will be
Especially
more.
since some of these books are irreplaceable.
Yeah, and also mentioned that Carl basically kind of gives a free pass to the tenured professors
Right.
for the uniforms and stuff. We don't know how else Carl is to the tenured professors. So
We'll go where it hurts.
Right, because he's only been there for 10 years, and him and Fritz came on at the same time. Is that right?
Fritz was hired by Indominus Fritz.
Okay. Interesting.
Art. As you head out of the dining hall,
mm-hmm.
you are met with Mrs. Fritz in the corridor. She seems to have she's waiting in the middle of the corridor that you're taking, and as you're appearing, says, "I believe I owe you an explanation."
You probably do.
Yeah.
Okay. students that I don't want to involve by naming them, let me know how your investigation is going. I believe that I'm on the top list of suspects, and rightfully so. I did this. I didn't want to endanger Yamachi or yourselves. I didn't expect the laser to come out, and my unseen servant didn't spot that Zamachi was here. The unseen servant was activated when it saw Professor Geralt leaving, and it thought it was the only person in the library at the time.
What is your motivation to destroy your own library?
Just the enchantment section. I was hoping, calculating that you would be able to stop the fire from the rest of the library, and I did fake the records of books that we have to make a couple of them disappear. You know, the kind of books that you... Some of the books have personalities in them and have access to some mind control spells themselves. So I think it was not great to expose students to those books specifically. And my aim as part of attempts to make ethics better in the school was to disappear those books. I realize that I'm asking you to compromise your jobs by doing this, but I would very much appreciate it if you could not report it. I will be in your debt for future investigations, and I will be more careful in my future attempts to improve things at the school.
I would, yeah, I would say if you do have legitimate, like, safety concerns about books in the library or objects in the archives or anything like that, that you would bring it to us rather than attempting to
Fix it on by yourself.
take action for yourself. Because if we had not arrived in time, or if
When someone else
or
seriously
if
gotten hurt.
Mr. Crisp had gotten there first, we potentially could have lost the entire library.
You're absolutely correct, and I am again sorry that things happened the way that they did. And I will come to you. I do believe you were more prone to do things because they're right, not because they follow the rules. And unfortunately, my previous attempts to get things concerning the School of Enchantment and Conjuration fixed in this school have not been very fruitful. So that's why I was expecting that you would that if I talked to you about it, you would report it to Carl and nothing would be done again, which is hence the fire.
Mrs. Fritz, can you give us a moment to have a sidebar? We just need to
Absolutely.
figure this out amongst our team, since, as you said, going this route could potentially be endangering our jobs.
I will do my best
At
to
this
keep
point,
things quiet, and I cast a spell to block this corridor from any sort of divination, so you're free to speak without the risk of somebody overhearing. I will leave you to it. If understand that getting fired for someone who doesn't physically need a job is like of minimal consequences. I just hope I can stay here and keep trying to improve things for the students.
At this point in time, I'm not too inclined to trust you, Mrs. Fritz.
That's understandable.
Tricks.
I did mess up pretty bad.
All right. Well, let's as far as like in our little sidebar.
So like she into the
Yeah.
floor.
As far as like in our little sidebar, the fact that she came forward is, I think, good.
I think that she had benevolent
Yeah.
motives.
All good intentions.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think she had benevolent intentions. Empress Whitepaws definitely seems to seems to potentially be a
Very
problem element in this university. Something seems to be going on with the headmaster. I'm not entirely sure what.
It seems like the headmaster is very like
Nonchalant.
not nonchalant, like absent, like not
Almost,
really,
almost,
artificial.
but not quite senile.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to say senile, but like something is.
Like his concentration is split.
Or that maybe his memories have been manipulated.
Yeah, and something happened around 10 years ago before Mr. Chris showed up.
And a mystery and a death also for our last person.
Hmm?
The
The,
last
death,
headmaster.
the death that happened 10 years ago.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
the previous treasure was when
Oh, the previous.
like
Mm.
thrown off of the like fell off of the tower, was thrown off of the
Mhm.
tower,
I still.
something, and was found, and his brain was never found.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, his brain. That's right. That's right.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
yes.
I
And
knew he was something, but I forgot what it was.
yeah, and we know we know that Professor Prost is definitely up to no good. We don't necessarily know that like
He's
Empress
up
White.
to something.
I mean having a dangerous animal attack a child is my definition of no good.
Well, we
But
can't
are
be
we sure that it was
100%
Prost?
sure that it was Prost that has. We need to do some more.
Yeah, we can't be 100% sure, but that's definitely
The like you definitely have a way of checking if you can get your hands on that bracelet and on the
Yes.
blood inside of it, because you know, like this,
Yes.
because it
Yes.
was covered in the class.
So, I like briefly remember when when you guys were interviewing Empress Whitepaws, that you asked who she had taught about that spell, and
Mhm.
she implicated Prost in another.
Light.
Was it light?
In another light.
No. She said another.
You see, like on the other side of the corridor, the head of Mrs. Fritz pops up to see if you're done talking. Like from a distance where she can't hear you, but she can still see if you're talking or not. And then she bows back down.
Okay. Well, okay. Let's go back to our main topic. Do we think that we should? What should we do with Miss Fritz here?
I am
It
in
will be useful to have her help us.
Yes, there's a lot going on here, and I think having a good ally at this point in the venture is the best
It's
step.
ideal.
Yeah, best step for us, because right now we really only have an enemy.
But
Which is.
Carl.
You're
the
direct superior.
ever wonderful Carl.
Yes, yeah. It's
So-
like so we definitely need an ally, and the fact that she came forward first, I think inclines me to at least
She regrets what she's done.
at least trust
some point.
her judgment a bit more than the other people we've dealt with so far.
So I'm cool with that. My only worry is that we've done so much questioning and we have talked to so many people about this
What are we gonna say?
that like yes, like we're going to have to say something, and what are we going to say if we don't give the full truth?
You see, Mrs. Fritz's head bobbing up again.
Wait a minute. Okay.
Oh, just wanted to add one thing. I do have a way to like solve an investigation where I take responsibility, but in a different way.
Let's hear it.
Oh, students do sometimes have prank toys. One of which like some of which can set things on fire. I confiscated a few, and and it could be said that one of them got out of my desk and set the library on fire. It explained the small footprints of my ancestor. It was always my backup plan in case things were tied back to me, although I was not expecting them to be tied back to me through the students' union of ethics.
Fuck, but Hoover knows. Hoover knows.
Would to report to what does he know?
He knows that the oil came from the jar that he lent you.
I can always say that I left
Wait.
the alchemy jar in my desk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we actually considering me being like I can produce the full alibi for these reports, but are we actually considering how like my offer to?
Can I do insight? Can I roll insight for
sure,
her
for
because I like really want to know how trustworthy she is because I'm just having a hard time trusting her.
No, that's understandable.
Should we all just roll?
Yeah, you can all roll.
Yeah. Alright. Gotta stand for this. I do better standing.
Same.
19!
Nice.
Yes.
You believe her to be
15.
like she's coming out as clean as she can right now, and like
15, 16, 18.
like she was a bit more nervous and more silent talking to you earlier when you were asking her questions, and now she's proposing the information, and you can sense an attempt to be as truthful as she can be to get into your good graces.
Yeah.
Like you haven't detected deceit in her at any point. Like she's trying to get you on board to get you to deceive your superiors. But she's in a too precarious position to be able to afford not to use the truth as a defense.
Okay.
I'm 18.
We'll do this. We'll do. Seeing as one of my main concerns is that there is an incomplete list of dangerous items which we're supposed to keep track of. I will do this on the condition that the books which you have specific concerns on will go back into the records, and we will all recommend that they be placed
In the restricted area.
Yes. Would it be wait, there is something else, but it might require you to let us know which students have been involved. Would it be possible?
I'm sorry if I can't disclose that information. Where those students stand to lose their scholarship, and some of them already paid.
No, I'm not asking you to do anything that would endanger their scholarship. Would it have been possible for one of them to have been influenced by a potentially malevolent enchantment book, to have gotten the prank toy, to have carried the oil flask?
It's reasonable that the prank toy wouldn't have needed influencing to set things on fire.
True. Well, what I mean is
The student itself was influenced by the book.
I could get one of the students to lie on that aspect. We need.
Or maybe we could just conjecture that. Like maybe we don't
Well-
really need
well,
to pin it
ye-
on a student. Maybe we could just say we believe
Well,
that
no,
this.
because this is I'm going at this double pronged because the thing is then we come with the argument that those books need to be moved to the restricted section.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, that's an excellent idea. Thank you so much. I will arrange for things to be resolved. We can reconvene to decide how we're going to present this to Headmaster Kala, and I will let you go about whatever you were doing.
Mrs. Tritz, I hope that in the future you will remember this and lend us your truthful, faithful
Helping hand.
aid in future.
Yeah, absolutely. You can count on me as an ally. I really think that your willingness to even talk to entertain the idea of helping me out in this moment is a blessing, and you have my trust and cooperation.
We are just like you. We have the safety of the students in mind is our first and foremost goal. So we
Thank
hear
you.
you.
I appreciate all of you. Okay.
Okay.
And as a closing thing, I am going to double check as to whether or not those books were on the list of potentially dangerous items.
They were not. They're
Okay.
not. They're not considered magic items. They're considered reservoirs of magic knowledge. Even though some of them are, have
Magic.
personality constructs bound
They
to
got
them.
ego.
so-
Yeah.
I say they have egos.
Because I think we can present this as like an issue to the headmaster that like, hey, not only is our list incomplete, but also there's items that are specifically excluded from the list that,
That should be on
probably
the
be
list.
on it.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, cool. We can have those things happen sort of like in the background because we wouldn't be introducing new information into the narrative, only like talking with.
And we basically just retelling everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, everything that you've decided. If y'all want, we can have a talk with Indominus Crisp, but otherwise, after that, we're going to close the section here, and everybody's gonna level up.
Alrighty. Yay, level up. Yes, yes.
Okay.
I think we're
What?
not going to talk to Crisp now.
Okay, cool.
I don't think it's
We're going
necessary.
to go to Kala.
Okay.
Like,
In this
like-
case, that's the end of the section of today's
No, I do
game.
wonder if Triss has been into this scene, poked her head into the sewers.
You don't know.
We make a note of that so that we will remember to investigate that next time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's do stars and wishes. I already have my star for you, Haley. I think that the background that you bring, working at the library, was positively awesome when like talking to Miss Mrs. Tritz. Just because of the idea of like. You were particularly suspicious of her and holding her to a higher standard
Mm-hmm.
than we people who work at the cafeteria in the UT were like willing to do.
Mhm.
And I just love that because like it works with your character being suspicious
Mhm.
of, but it also like you were bringing some of like extra doses of personality into the mix. And I think my wish is let's see. Yeah, my wish is to have another moment like the conversation you had with the students where you were able to like rapid fire get a ton of like clues on different things.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. Do you have I gotta figure out what my stars and wishes are for everyone.
I really liked how like investigation heavy this session was.
No,
And I really loved like our rapport and how we like bounce ideas off of each other, and like I think that we work really good together as a team.
Oh,
so that was my star. And my wish for next time. Yeah, I really like the interaction with all of the different characters. I still really love the pictures, and I love like how we're kind of going and all of our mysteries are melding together. Like all of our clues aren't just being presented to
the
one
person
person.
that you're concerned.
Yeah, like you got a clue for his mystery and I got a clue for his mystery and stuff. I like that. I think that's fun.
Yeah.
And it engenders like teamwork.
Exactly. I took what you said seriously about getting clarity to how the mysteries work, and basically like doing your jobs. I'm always gonna find ways to drop in clues for all of the mysteries, or at least I'm gonna try. And it is like, I was not able to like progress the mystery of the dragon hordes this episode well, but like the idea is like whatever you do, I'm gonna be trying to tie hints and stuff like this back to all of the mysteries for the more global story, so that you don't. That's how that's going to work.
Well, we learned
Maybe we
that,
should have talked to Chris, and he could have inserted
Well,
a bit of it.
we learned at least that there's students at the school who are familiar with the language in the book that you have.
I also know that my family did. Somebody, at least in my family, did attend the school.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was sorry. You didn't get to formulate anything as a wish.
I did.
What was it?
Oh, a wish. Oh, right. I just said 2 stars.
Yeah,
Damn.
You said 3 stars. The investigation, the teamwork, and the pictures.
I think maybe my wish is just that like that will continue. That
Okay.
like we'll continue to have our clues kind of
Meshing.
and
mending.
engendering teamwork between the characters.
Sounds good.
I definitely really enjoy the investigation heavy too. Like
Yeah, you really
I
shined this session.
yes.
Just trying to get the hang of it.
You're doing good too. You're doing
Yeah,
good.
absolutely.
Yeah, no, and like I really kind of enjoy the sort of like personality you're able to give to the different NPCs.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Oh, yeah, I love that.
You were so good as Empress Whitepaws. I was loving that interaction so
That was just like a real natural cat.
I had a little cat called Donkey. I was the 4th owner, so he was already pretty blasé about like. But he loved me more than he loved the previous owner. But yeah, like I know how cats think.
It's like I am the most special and important cat in the entire universe.
No. Cats are like, pet me. No, don't pet me. Wait, pet me. No, don't pet me. I said pet me.
I should have done that.
like asked them to pet you and then swiped
But
at
yeah,
them.
like
I said like, no.
so like for some of the characters, I found the image first because I have like folders full of images that I think I'm like, oh, this is a good idea for a character. So that was one of those things where I had the image first and I built the character off of it. It's just the image just like breathes like enchantments, mind control, a fucking asshole of a cat.
I loved it.
Yeah. Do you have a wish?
I mean, I guess I definitely want to sort of like lean more into like definitely like my angle with like the dragon hordes and stuff, but sort of like right now, like I mean, we obviously have the rules and procedures, but it seems kind of opaque still as to how the university actually operates.
Okay. Can you be a bit more specific?
Like I mean, that was kind of my whole thing with like, okay, we want an ally here.
Yeah.
Is we don't really like there seems to be outside of like the formal power structure of the university a lot of like informal power jockeying
Okay.
going
Yeah.
on.
So you want to figure out
Who's actually running the school?
who's like who's got influence.
Who's got influence, or maybe like where the lines of fire are between different opposing like individuals or groups or whatever.
Okay. Well, I think that's going to be something that's like is going to be introduced more and more.
Yeah. I kind of expect that, but like, you know, because that was one of my things is like there definitely seems to be a lot that's going on, but it's
Yeah.
like it's
opaque still.
yeah.
For sure. Okay, cool. My star is I can see you love speculating and you were going on with some theories. My star is definitely that when I was like, and then you notice this thing, how willing you were to redirect your attention back to the plot, despite the fact that you weren't done speculating. So like when I introduced the Griffin during a speculative moment, after I was thinking, okay, it seems to be around like the maximum amount of speculation that can be done with the current amount of clues. And same thing when I had Mrs. Fritz bop her head back up when you were starting to like deviate a little bit from that, because speculation is great.
I will chase plot bunnies all the way down the hole.
Huh?
I will.
Yes. But like, I love how willing you were when I opened the door before the end of the of the hall, where you were willing to turn back to like so yeah, that's my star, and
I think that's very like it meshes well with your character too,
Yes.
because your character's
Yes.
kind of scatterbrained.
yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And my wish is, you know what? Would you be willing to outline some ideas for factions inside of the university that I can sort of like build off of? I have 2 factions in mind at the moment, but
Yeah, and I mean we're aware of one of them.
yeah, exactly. But like maybe more than 2 might be good for you. So if you're like, that's my wish. If you want to like like throw some ideas in my general direction, like I suggested with like building the lore, that would be great. If you want to keep things what's it called, surprising, you can just let me do the work. It's not a command.
Well, yeah. Oh no. Yeah. And in general, like you saw how I kind of do it. I usually like kind of start general, and then as the plot develops, like kind of zoom in on specifics, because it's one of those like, you know, in my experience with role playing, it's kind of like if you start out too specific, sometimes you get something that doesn't really fit, and then it's like you're trying to shoehorn it into.
Yeah. Okay. Do you have a star in the wish?
No, the star will be the same thing as how everything's coming together, the mysteries are coming together, how everybody is basically finding the clues for each other's mystery. And the wish, I don't know. Right now, I don't think I got for this session, no, not the wish right now. I think a bit more exploring also.
Yeah.
At least the areas of the school that we hadn't visited
Yeah.
yet.
Let me.
Yeah, because our tour from the Night Watcher kind of got interrupted.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That like.
So maybe we can finish up the tour.
Okay. Yeah. Definitely more exploring. I did really love your like I could tell that's my star is like your responses to when I introduced the different rooms and doors that the different teachers are, I could tell that you really liked those details about places. My wish is to know a little bit more about your noble family, a few more details like the family name and the family crest.
Yeah, that's I think I'm gonna start working on design for for the family crest today.
Yeah, that would be lovely.
Incorporate the hourglass in the center or somewhere in the crest.
Okay, excellent. That's gonna be it for the report. Great session, everyone.